Yo, what's up? I'm Zack. Welcome back to my channel of RWBY Mythology, and welcome to the first episode of RWBY Anthology interview. And before we move on any forward, yes, this was unexpected because one of you guys saw the update on the comment section on the last video that uploaded like a few hours ago, which is yesterday. This was not part of the plan. I wanted to do on Wednesday. Was supposed to be my day off, but it changed the plan because they decided to give me the day off today instead of Wednesday. So yeah, and that's the reason behind it. And for those people who may not know what this is about or have not seen the video that I posted, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of information what it's about. RWBY Anthology interview is me as a host of me having a special guest of a RWBY tubers who show their love and passion of the franchise of what kind of content they do on the channel, like myself included. And I want to do something like this because we all love RWBY and we want to share our love and passion besides the negative side. And you guys know, or may not know, I've been doing reactions and did a theory video about this series that you guys are already familiar, if you guys been seeing my channel recently. I'm here with a special guest, and he is the creator, the character design, and also the voice actor who plays Shadow, and the creator of the series called RWBY Flaming Skull, and that is Night Shadow. So what's up, man?
Very good. Very good. Thanks for having me. It's an honor for me.
And likewise. It's an honor too. And like I said before in the last video that I made, I did say there's going to be like 11 questions that I got right now. And so if this video goes well, who knows, I might do episode 2, but I'm not going to do like every single per week or whatever. I might do is like every single per month if whoever I want to bring in as a special guest in the near future. Or who knows, I might get some of the crew members, one of the crew members for the RWBY Flaming Skull to be in the interview next. Who knows? We just have to see how this goes. And some of the questions I have for Shadow over here might be changing, whoever's going to be my next special guest. So, yeah. With that out of the way, let's just get into the first question. The first question I got is, how did you discover RWBY?
Oh man, that goes way back in the days when I was young still. But basically, when I was moving out from my first place where I moved away from home. I was still at the school, and someday I just was wandering around in the YouTube and I came across this RWBY series. I absolutely did not know anything about like Rooster did or anything like they have done or anything like that. Then I just thought like, okay, let's check this out. And I think I saw like the 3 first episodes of Volume 1, and after that I forgot that for like a couple of years actually. But yeah, but I saw it again because one of our the voice actor's Anton, he was tweeting about RWBY because he started watching that, and that's what got my interest again for that show, and here we are.
Right, I understand, because back then I did not know what RWBY was at the time, because my uncle got me into one of the Rooster Teeth series was Red vs. Blue before they actually made RWBY. And then later on, he asked me, have I ever seen RWBY? I said, no, what is that about? And he played the first episode of Volume 1. The last thing I remember was when RWBY was activating her weapon, transformed into a scythe. My mouth just dropped, was like, okay, and this just got my attention now. Okay, I'm down. This is like before we had Volume 4. Before Volume 4 came out, and it was like only Volume 3. And back then, I did not know who Monty Ohm at the time. And until I learned and did my research about him, he was a creator of RWBY. I was like, ooh, yeesh. Yeah, that made me feel depressed. Like, ooh, I did not know.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, I started getting into RWBY, and I was like hyping with Volume 4 come out. I was like, I am so damn hyped because I was finally caught up. And then the more volume comes out, the more I'm hyped. And then I've started to become a RWBY fan and see everyone talk about RWBY in general. And then before I made this channel, I've been doing RWBY content on my main channel, which is Shadow Critias. And that's the reason why I want to make a separate channel, because I did a separate channel that involved Star Wars, because I was a Star Wars fan before I became an anime fan. And then I was like, you know what? I want to do something similar, just like I did Star Wars, but it's involved just RWBY in general. And surprisingly, I thought this channel would not go on well enough, but somehow I made it somewhere 210 subs, which I was honestly surprised. And then here we are. Then I've started becoming a fan of RWBY because I'm more focusing on the good things about it, about showing love and passion, about not the negative things. I'm not saying RWBY is masterpiece. No. I ain't going that far. I'm not going that far. Because, yeah, there's some ups and downs, but I don't see it in a bad way. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I understand completely. Yeah, I think same way also, like, I absolutely don't think about like RWBY as a masterpiece, but we can worship absolutely not. I think every episode or the series have like their ups and downs, like you say.
Yeah.
And RWBY is not the exception for that. And yeah, I also try to focus on the positive side of the fandom, because our fandom can't be what it can be. But overall, my life, the way I think of life, I just focus on the good and positive side of the life, and
Yeah.
that's my way to think about life.
Yeah, same. And the second question is, what made you to do your own series?
Oh well, actually, before Flaming Skull, I had other series that was a little bit similar with this one. It was called Shadow Chronicles. That series came to an end, and after that, I started thinking, okay, what I want to do next. It was obviously for me, it was like the right in my head. It was like immediately I knew exactly how. Okay, I want to do same kind of this kind of series. I want to tell my stories, what I am in my head. And back then, I started writing this story about this character, and then suddenly I feel like, yeah, this sounds really good story, but how does it sound like if it would be like a video series? Would that work out? And next thing I knew, I was looking for a voice acting series when I started.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty much it.
Yeah, I actually saw like one of your recent videos that you're looking for voice actors who should play as Rosie, Eric, and Anton, like last night. That's the only thing you just need. Like, okay, I just need these 3 voice actors to play these original characters that I made.
Yeah, some way that those were like the hardest characters to find out to play stuff, because they're like, yeah, you can do whatever what you want. And for some reason, I found the original, like the original RWBY characters, most easy.
Yeah.
And well, yeah, that's no event.
Yeah. And the third question, this basically just my question because I just need to know. Your character, Shadow, that you play as, is he similar to Shadow the Hedgehog?
Well, I have seen your theory about that. So, well, he has a lot of similar things about both those are like edgy lords and loners and probably like heavy music. creating Shadow as a character, actually, I was not thinking about like the Shadow the Hedgehog as a character. I was actually more thinking about myself and and the anime called Kill la Kill and the main character Ryuko. He was like one of my inspirations, like when I was creating Shadow. But mostly I do for myself. That's like okay, what a kind of guy I am myself.
Right.
Then something happened in my head, and I came up with the Shadow as a character, and pretty much I can do whatever I want with that character because I can just look at myself and just writing about that, what I feel, and this is almost like the Shadow would think about it. Of course, I'm not that dark and edgy as he is. I'm a little bit happier sometimes.
Right. The reason why I want to know, because when I did that theory video, and the videologist like, wait a fucking second, it just hit my head just now. And then I was like, I rethink like the scenes that I just using in the video. I was like, did this man just make similar origin to Shadow the Hedgehog? Because Shadow was created. Shadow is actually was created by Dr. Rabana, and not only that, he actually DNA by Black Doom. And not only that, he has similar personality of Shadow, but the one that's completely different is that Shadow, in this version of your series, is trying not to think about his past, but his memory keeps haunting him. But Shadow, the Hedgehog, doesn't remember anything. He just keeps getting flashback of the memories that he does not understand. Like who am I, and who is this Maria? But Shadow, on the other hand, he knows his memory. He just don't want to think about it. He wants to move on. And like you said in the first episode, that he wants to have a new life. He wants to move on. But how can he if this memory keeps repressing on him?
Yeah, that's right.
It's similar to that, but a different memory type thing.
Yeah.
That's how I got the idea. Like,
I must be honest. I was not thinking about Shadow the Hedgehog when I was writing the Shadow's backstory. Like that was like a happy, how the Pop Russell is saying, like, happy mistake.
I was like, I cannot be the only one who just thought of it. Like, wait a minute, I cannot be the only one who just thought of it. If I am, I was like, well, damn. If no one even thought of it, then now hearing this, that you didn't even thought of it as well, like, well, damn, I did not know this. I was like, well, damn, I'm not the only one who actually caught that shit up.
Yeah, that's possibly something in my mind. I think about Shadow, but I didn't notice that. but yeah, that's how it sometimes it went.
Yeah, because like when I rewatched the season 1 before I did like a theory video, and actually did like non-spoiler review because people already seen my reaction anyway. And then when I was about to get to the recording, then immediately I was talking about the theories of what I have in mind, then it just clicked me. When I was talking about Shadow's past, and then it just clicked it. Like right there and then, and I was completely silenced. I was like, oh shit, he did not. Because Shadow the Hedgehog is my all-time favorite character, because he just had an interesting story and development, because he's just my favorite character. Out of all the Sonic characters, it's Shadow. Period.
Yeah, I think I must agree with that. I think when it comes to like Sonic characters, I think Shadow is like my favorite. Even I'm not that big Sonic fan of what I was back when I was a kid. But like, it's cool games and sometimes good games. But yeah, I think that Shadow has been my favorite character. I don't know how old I was, but yeah, he has been many years my favorite character.
Yeah. So, moving on to the fourth question is, what other franchise that you're into besides RWBY?
Well, I'm a big anime fan myself. I really like a ton of anime. I watch it as much as I can.
Understandable.
Few example is yeah, few examples could be well Kill la Kill of course, and one of my ultimate favorite is Berserk. Even I know it's really brutal all of that, but I still found it really enjoyable and something because I really like kind of dark fantasy and this kind of stuff. And Berserk was one of my biggest influencer when I write like this kind of darker style. And
Yeah.
one of my favorites absolutely is this anime called Comic Can't Communicated. I absolutely love that show. It's so adorable.
Okay.
And yeah, and then there's a lot of animes I don't remember the name because I pretty much when after I finished like one series, I move over to the next one and almost immediately forgot everything about it. But few others are like Little Witch Academia and now brand new Animal. Those two were like I really like those because the studio figure made.
Yeah.
I really like what that studio has done, and I'm really enjoying their work.
Yeah. Yeah. If I had to say my favorite anime of all time, some people on this channel may not know, but some people on my main channel who are subscribing to this channel, they pretty much know because I basically done some content about it here and there. And my favorite anime of all time, to me, it's in my opinion, it is like the masterpiece because it's still good and there's no any problems or any negative or anything about it. It's just that too damn good, and that is Devilman Crybaby. It's my all-time favorite anime. It's just too damn
Okay.
good.
Yeah, I have to check it out at some point.
And the anime that I got into anime when I was a kid, thanks to my uncle again, is Bleach. And that's the first anime that I grew up. Because without Bleach,
Okay.
I would not know what anime is. Because if I got into anime, the anime would have been Dragon Ball Z, but Bleach became the number one before Dragon Ball Z.
Oh yeah.
So, and also I'm hype when they released the final season of Bleach, and because the creator Kubo is going to be involved with that final season, and I actually am hype because it's going to be so gory, and I just cannot wait when it comes out this year.
Yeah.
And let me see. Oh yeah, the next question is, if you didn't made RWBY Flaming Skull, what kind of fan-made series that you would like to work on?
Oh, that's a hard question. Well, I'm writing all this new stuff, like this kind of series or music or working more on art. I would definitely do something that's like main thing. I have so many stories in my head, and I just need to get those out some way. And doing music or videos has, I found that is the best way for me to come up with the stories and let them out. And if someone joins those, I mean that's big bonus. But yeah, I think I probably made something a lot different than that RWBY Flaming Skull is at the moment. I would probably make something that's more like a down the earth kind of stuff.
Right.
But something about magical things that might be. I'm not gonna spoil too much because I'm maybe gonna use. I'm gonna maybe do another series soon, so I don't want to spoil
Right.
too much.
Yeah. Understandable. Because, um, I actually made like an announce on my main channel on my community tab, since my community tab on my main channel is acting weird. And I did announce that after I finish on this fanfic on this what if that involved MHA, I want to finish it instead of just doing, every single chapter and make a video about it here and there. I want to finish it. After that, I want to work on the story about my MHA OC that I've been really worked on, and so far everyone actually loved my redo version of my MHA OC, Cage Tatsuma, and they actually enjoyed it. And I was like, well, damn, where was all this love and treatment from my original MHA OC? What the fuck? I was like, where was this?
Yeah.
And because, like you mentioned before about your character Shadow, it's literally like you if you are in the RWBY universe. Cage Tatsuma is basically about me in general because I don't know why, because I put all his personality similar to mine in general, and his ability is that should evolve shadow abilities, shadow manipulation, and now that he's like the mother of the Ryoko, the dragon hero, and
Yeah.
people would like wonder like, wait, should he have the transformation core like his mother? No, because people, not really, because when kids are born, when they unlock their quirks, they get one different types of quirk from their parent. If they get one from their mother or their father, or maybe if they're lucky, they might get a mix of their parents' quirk. So my OC character has his father's quirk, and his quirk is far more superior than his father. And Cage never met his father because when he was a little baby, he doesn't have a memory about his father. He never knew what he looks like. Only he heard about stories about him from his mother. That's all he knew.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, sounds interesting.
And I want to save, and I asked one of my good friends, she's the one who did some of the art design on my Cage Tatsuma, and I told her, like, after she does one more that involves my OC, I want to take a little bit break on asking her that, because she probably have other things that she wants to work on. And I told her, like, whenever I get to the part where Cage does finally meet his father for the first time, I'm going to ask her, can she do a design of his father? And, hold that thought.
I gotta go into town. Do you think you can give Riley a walk around the park, just like around this area here?
Yeah, just give me a minute. I'm going to look away.
Back in about 2 to 3 hours.
Anyway, sorry about that, everyone. That was my uncle. He was just letting me know that he's heading out. But,
no, it's okay. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah. So basically, when I don't know what chapter it will be when he meets his father, because I haven't started writing it, so I cannot tell which chapter it will be.
Yeah.
So basically, that's his pretty much a little bit of his past. I don't want to go too much because there's a lot I want to go with his character that I want him to what's the word I'm looking for here? Develop. Because he will learn the truth from his father's words. He will hear some good things about him from his mother, but she doesn't want to tell him about what happened after that he was born.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah. The sixth question is, what made you become a YouTuber?
Well, I actually don't know like how I came up in the YouTube. When I started my channel, it was like completely different than what it is right now. The whole idea was like having this kind of audio drama style of channel, but for some reason things happened. It changed a little bit. But nowadays, I think the answer would be because I want to get the story out of my head and the drawing into somewhere. And I just feel like a YouTube and making videos has been the, like I said, period. Like it has been the best way for me, and it has worked for me so far.
Right. I understand, because when I'm back in my middle school year, and I see tons of people on YouTube doing what they do, showing their love as a content creator, and it made me want me to be part of that, but I didn't have the skill of anything like that until later on. Until later on, when on my first ever YouTube channel, it's still on YouTube, but I cannot go back there because I don't now remember the account, because I just don't remember. Because I had to record just a single phone to record a video. I didn't know how to edit it until my second channel, which is still here. I learned how to edit it, videos.
Yeah.
And then later on, I started get a better of editing, but at the same time, it's getting less easier to getting a little bit harder to editing. Because back then, it was easy, but when I learn more thing about the editing more, it's getting a little more harder and interested and a little bit of challenge, because I need a challenge when it comes to editing.
Yeah.
Because I'm literally making videos on a phone, which is fucking impressive from everyone that I know. They were freaking shocked that, yeah, you make videos on your phone? Yeah. And when they see my videos, like, well, shit, that's over a phone, you know how to do all this shit? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's not that fucking easy.
Yeah, it may sound like easy, but reality is something different.
Oh yeah, especially when it comes to making a AMV, it's not that fucking easy.
Yeah, I get that.
Or, God, or even do a tribute. Jeez. The only tribute I actually done, the only tribute I actually done on this channel, before I made this channel, it was a tribute that involved Team Stark. Whew. That was a pain in the ass, but it was fucking worth it.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And, the seventh question is, well, we actually did brought about this, just a little bit of it. And that is, your thoughts on the RWBY fandom being toxic?
Yeah, that's something we unfortunately have come across many times. I personally always think like everyone has their own opinion, and I respect that. And but yeah, I can understand if someone doesn't agree with something, and if they don't keep the young play together. I mean, I completely understand it, but it's just a show. You don't have to start a war over it.
Yeah.
It's not like a end of the world if your favorite YouTubers say like I actually like Adam, and it's not the end of the world. It's just a show for us to
should not be
what we can
personal.
like and enjoy. Yeah. Don't take things personally if someone has a different opinion, and I personally have never understand that whole thing, but who am I isn't saying anything? But for me, I always say like live and let it live. And if you don't like something, you don't have to watch it. That's simple. I personally don't want to waste my time on something I don't want to watch or I don't like. I rather watching something or working something what I like and use that energy for doing something, create something other than that just being YouTube comments like arguing and starting war with each other.
Right.
I just see that's like the waste of the time. I mean, you can't say I disagree and you can explain yourself, and then that's it. You have to do nothing more about that. But of course, we can talk about things, and that's something I wish we can do much better. Like we can talk things out and not like a starting fighting over something.
Right. I understand, literally. And I said this like 1,000 times. I actually made a response video about the RWBY tours are talking about how they feel about how the RWBY fandom community it is. And I made a video about it like a few months ago. It was back in 2021. And I was trying to be calm as best I can, but sometimes I let the anger get the best of me because it just made me feel pissed off and it made me feel unease. And I said it like 1,000 times. I said it like a lot. Like, if there's something you don't like, why are you even bother wasting your time watching it, talking about it, or talk shit about how people actually love the series? You're just wasting your precious time on something that you hate. And it's just not people who are not a YouTuber. They also some YouTubers just like to make videos, talk shit about one simple franchise that they hate it. And it just pissed me off so bad. Like, if you hate the series, why are you still talking about it? Why are you still talking shit about one franchise, something that you hate? And it just made me feel disgust. And the one thing I just hate the most, and you pretty much hate this as well because you brought it up before on your broadcast video, that you dislike the RWBY rewriting. Because to me, I hate it so badly. And when I see people rewriting the entire series from Volume 1 to whatever we're on right now, it made me feel disgust that, in my point of view, they're being disrespect to Monty Ohm's creation. And they think they could do it better than Monty. And that just made me feel disgust.
Yeah. For me, it's always been like, when you're trying to be and like saying like, we can do this much better than they ever did. That's the crossing the line.
Yeah.
It's their, like they have created that, Monty created that, and this was like how he wanted to go, and but he passed away, of course. But when you say like our series is better, I can write it is better. That's like I said, that's where that's crossing the line. I'm not saying like I hate any kind of fan fictions because pretty much all the fan fictions are like a different kind of version of the RWBY, and of course we are also different kind of style of RWBY, and we are taking place in an alternate universe.
Right.
That's pretty much my thing is like if you do something, do it in your own universe. Do not try to be like this is the original RWBY timeline and a universe what we're gonna ride. That's not how it should go. That's my opinion, of course.
Right.
And,
I understand.
A lot of the rewriters have good ideas. Like I give them that. Like yeah, you have good ideas, of course, and I raise my hat for that. But don't try to trending like you're better than anyone else. It's like this is one piece of art, and RWBY's own, and you're rewriting your own sort of art, and I respect them like it's the same way. Like yeah, this is like your stuff, what you have done, and that's pretty much is that. But yeah, like I said, just if you guys want to do that, go ahead and do that, but do not expect me to watch
Right.
I personally don't want what.
Right, because at the time, when Volume 8 was aired, to me, honestly, I thought it was going to be so much darker than the one we have right now of Volume 8. Because I was planning to do like a what if scenario about what if I made Volume 8 like darker to the image I had in my mind. Because there's some characters that I just don't see the reason for them to be alive. Because I just don't see no reason for it. Like, for example, the rest of the member of Aesop's, because I don't see no reason for them to stay alive. I knew Ironwood is gonna end up dead one way or the other. I know that for a fact. And this seems kind of harsh. Please don't tell Anton, because he might get pissed. I just want to see the entire Sneed family just died.
Oh, shit. That's dark, man.
I just see no reason for it. I mean, Wise almost did die once, because that did call me off guard. I mean, I hate Wise, but of her character development, I don't want her to die. But her family, they're kind of fucking dicks. But when they kill Jacques Cheney, I was like, okay, fair enough. I'll take death of Jacques Cheney, because he was a total dick. I'll just take it. At least one of them is dead. I'm okay. But yeah, I was expecting some characters, the side characters, were gonna get killed off, but I was kind of disappointed that the Aesops lived, because Chloe was like the only member of the Aesop gets killed. Well, until later on, Vine died, which is that did got me the gut wrenching punch. I was not expecting he would go out. And what else? And like I said, I knew Ironwood was gonna die. Same goes for Watts. You know that for a fact. Hazel, I was not ready for that. Didn't know Hazel was gonna die like that. Who else? Penny, I had to figure that she would die, but I was not expecting she would die as a human. That did kind of question and my reason, like, what was the point of her? What was the point of turning her into a human if she was gonna die? And then it clicks me like, oh, probably because they want to kill her as a human instead of machine, because they don't want to start rebuilding her and make her be alive again, or torture Penny for getting killed as a machine left and right. So they decided to kill her as a human instead of her as a machine, because they kill her pure because she was a human. Why not do the similar thing to Penny? So I was like, okay, that's understandable. And now a lot of people just cross their fingers to hope they will not bring back Penny again. Because I was like, please don't. Because people are going to think about, oh, Penny is back as a human. That means Pyrrha could come back. Like, oh god, please don't bring that up. Because it would just ruin the purpose of the character's development. And now people are going to say, oh yeah, with RWBY, death has no consequences in RWBY. But in RWBY, yeah, death does have consequences in RWBY. And
that's right.
And Rooster Teeth want to stay like that. They want, oh, if the character's dead, the character's dead. We're not going to pull off what the anime's been doing. Like, oh, there's no death in anime. We don't want to do something like that. We want to keep it how it is. If we're going to kill the character, we're killing off the character.
Yeah, that's right. Right.
And that's one that I like. Is like, if you're going to kill off the character, you gotta have a reason, story behind it, and develop other characters how they feel to move on. Like, for example, John. When John heard from the manga, anthology manga, the aftermath of Beacon fell. When John discovered that Pyrrha is dead, he was devastated, and then he decided to move on and press forward and live to fight another day. And And look at it right now, he became the warrior that Pyrrha wants him to be. And then after John let go of his grief and anger of Cinder because of the loss of Pyrrha, he learns to let it go. That's his character development. He finally lets go of that feeling of that guilt and regret that he let Pyrrha to die. And to be honest, when Ren snapped John, I thought he was going to say something like that you couldn't save Pyrrha or something like that. But no, he said that you cheated your way into Beacon. I was expecting he would bring up Pyrrha or something like that, but no. Just of all that he cheated and way to Beacon. But honestly, I tried to stay away when it comes to the toxic of the RWBY fandoms. Because like I said before, I want to stay on the positive side when it comes to the whatever franchise it could be. It's not just RWBY, it's also the other franchise as well, because it's just ticks me off and how the fan could be acting like childish when they're actually grown adults and teenagers. They should be smarter than this than just being a total dicks about we should have the same opinion, your opinion don't matter or something like that. That's just pissing me off. And if you don't respect people's opinions, that's fine. But if you're going to try to force people to have the same opinion like you, no. You don't have my respect on that. No. I cannot have people respect if some people are going to do some shit like that. I just can't. And if you don't like the franchise, watch other franchise that got you interested. Instead of just one typical franchise that you're going to talk shit about.
You never get that time back when you're wasting on something you hate, and you don't get that time back anymore. And so why don't you do that time with something that you actually like to watch or do?
Yeah. But
that's something I never understand, but I think that's just our human nature. Like, that's how we do stuff.
Yeah, I understand that. Literally, I do. But moving on to, well, through 8 and 10, these are just like funny questions because I was out of out of ideas of the question, because the last question I had was number 11, so I decided to add 3 fun questions from 8 through 10. And the 8th question is, who is your favorite hero / villain and least favorite hero / villain, and why?
So we're talking about like a RWBY heroes and villains.
Yeah, like, who is your favorite from hero to hero and villain, and your least favorite hero and villain?
Oh god. Well, this answer will change, like, it depends what day and the mood I am in right now, and so tomorrow might be different. For my favorite hero, I would say Penny is my favorite one. I absolutely love Penny. Feels so cute.
Yeah, she is a lovable character, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Let's get the villain. Well, this not very popular. This is like a lot of people will hate me when I say this, but Cinder is still my favorite.
Yeah, I figured when I was writing out the question, I was like, what if it's like, this should not be a question if I say hero and villain. The villain question will be Cinder, because I know that for a goddamn facts. Because you ship your character with Cinder, and when I send those damn fan arts, that damn Discord, you were sweating like crazy. I was like, yeah, I figured. I just want to see your reaction. But
yeah, it's like in a original RWBY, like, yeah, she's my favorite villain of all time.
okay.
But then we're gonna go the least favorite. Least favorite hero. That's a hard one. Because I like them all, like, in a different reasons. But if I have to say someone, I think Dawn is my least favorite hero.
Wow. Wow, okay. Understandable. Because I mean, there's some people say they just hate John because one simple reason, because he was voiced by the person who's writing RWBY, which is, I was like, really? That's the reason why you hate John, because he was voiced by the writer of RWBY? Really?
So that's the reason why some people hate the Shadow.
So we hate Shadow because he was voiced by the creator of the series. Bitch! I will slap the shit out of you. Fucking childish.
Well, but if you ask me this, the more I definitely say someone else. Let's do this Jones right now.
And then, who's your least favorite villain?
I would say, what is my least favorite? I actually never liked him that too much.
Wait, who?
The Arthur one.
Oh, Watts.
Yeah, Watts, but and then they.
Is it because he
never
was spinning facts to Cinder?
It might be something from Steve Steffen. But yeah, he was like a. We never got like too much information about him, and then he suddenly died. And so he was like a hard to me, like to get on that character, like, okay, what he's like and why he's in the Salem side and what's going on with him. It was like real difficult for me to get to read that guy. But yeah, well, yeah, he was like my least favorite. I can say, like, I liked Adam more than him. I still think Adam is also like a terrible villain, but he's a little bit better.
Right, understandable. But for my favorite hero and villain, it would be, for hero is RWBY, because RWBY was the first ever character that I saw in Volume 1, and then I started to love her because first she was adorable, but seeing her as a more of a childish to more immature of her younger age, and she understands the risk, and she's willing to take anything. But when some people say she didn't have no development, but apparently she does, because when it comes to me, I always focus on the storytelling and focusing on deep to every single characters of their own development and understanding. But RWBY, she has grown as a character for a immature kid, because she is a kid, but when she finally took that lead as a leader and understanding, like, yeah, being a husband and huntress, that you might have to go through something like death. For example, you just saw Pyrrha and Penny die for the first time for your age as a minor, and you have to witness that, and and then after that, you know the risk, and you chose to be the path a huntress is because that's your dream, and you still want to help people the best you can. When Volume 8 what came out, RWBY had a development when she saw the reveal behind of the Hound. She was broken because in her mind believed, when she said to Yang, she believed that's what happened to her mother, and she and And that's the reason why Salem wants her alive, because Salem's going to turn Ruby into how all the Silver-Eye Warriors became. Nothing more than an experiment and a slave to Salem without any freedom.
Yeah.
Because I made a video about, I think it was like discussing about the lyrics that was played after the Hound was killed. And the music was in a different language. And the person who wrote the lyrics actually translated. It was a message from the Silver-Eye Warrior was turned into the Hound. It explains that he was captured, he was tortured, he said, trying to communicate with Ruby, saying like, don't be afraid of me, your silver eye had freed me. So that's basically a message from that lyrics, because he was tortured, and then the only way to free him is the silver eye, and then he was free so he could be finally at rest. When a YouTuber named Murder Bird shared a video footage and I read the lyrics, and reading it I got the fucking goosebumps, like holy shit. It just got me the chill. And for favorite villain is Tyrion. That son of a bitch fucking frame Crow. That son of a bitch. Because I was too focusing on the story and the dialogue between Crow and Clover. And out of fucking nowhere, Clover gets killed. When they show that scene, I think it was a message from the creators saying, yeah, in Volume 8, you're going to see some shit like this. And that's what I thought. I was like, I was speechless. After that, I was fucking depressed. Because a little bit of tear came down to my eye from my right side of my eye. I was just depressed. I was depressed for the rest of the week until everyone did their reaction of it. Because I was like, I want to see how everyone's reacted to this shit.
Yeah, he did some. There's a lot of shit. That's why the reason I cannot like him.
I was like, oh god. I was not ready. Like, I was not ready for it because it happened so fast and I couldn't keep up until that scene actually happened. I was like, I was silenced. I didn't have no fucking word.
I think none of us was ready for that or
some
saw
people
that coming.
Some people say it was stupid because of Crow teaming up with Tyrion. I was like, you guys forgot that he has a sentiment called Bad Luck? Like yeah, Crow was blinded because he wants a rematch with Tyrion, but Tyrion said like, oh, you want that rematch? Let's do it this punk, then we can have our fight. But Crow was not expecting that Tyrion would kill Clover. Crow didn't want to kill Clover, but Tyrion was like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking frame you. I was like, you motherfucker. And my least favorite hero, Weiss.
Oh god.
I just don't. It's just I don't like how they changed her development so early in Volume 1, because I want to see Blake and Weiss' development as like a rival type. That's one thing I really want to see. When I rewatch Volume 1, I feel like they should have been like rivals on shit. And if Blake wants Weiss' trust, Blake has to earn it and show Weiss that Blake is trying to be a better person, trying to fix of her past mistakes. And Blake wants to prove Weiss that not all Faunists are evil. And when Weiss was captured by the Bronwyn tribe, that should be the scene where Weiss actually understand that there's she would say that, okay, now I understand why Blade is coming from, because not all foreigners are evil. Same goes for humans. There's also terrible humans as well. And that should be in of the development between Blake and Weiss and the end of their rivals, because like Weiss said, she's had a difficult life because of the faunus and difficult childhood.
Yeah.
And that's one that I want to see, but I just didn't like how they changed her development so quickly after Volume 1. I just wish they could have done more. But
yeah, that's true.
But at the end of the day, I mean, I did a video because it's like the video was idea from one of my videos on my main channel about it was like by how this relationship actually worked, sort of way. And of course people keep shipping about Ruby and Weiss, which that doesn't make no sense. Bumblebee shit, let's be honest, that shit was gonna happen one way or the other. There's no ands or ifs or buts. That shit was gonna happen one way or the other, because, for fuck's sake, from the moment there when Blake and Yang was reunited together, from the moment there, I thought they were about to kiss.
Yeah.
And I was like, at this point, it's like, I just don't care. Just make the fucking kiss so everyone can shut the fuck up. And I literally said this in the video, which is how the relationship between Blake and Weiss should have been if Blake and Weiss were official ship, because there's some interesting story that you could go with between these two characters. But no, they didn't. I might have to send you that link to that video because I went in depth on that shit.
Yeah, you have to send that link.
And least favorite villain? Oh wow. Damn. Huh. Shit. That's a tough one. Oh wait, I remember now. This is gonna piss a lot of people. My least favorite villain is Roman.
Okay, yeah.
Because I just don't, I just don't like Roman, because, like, he's your typical villain. Like, oh, I don't give a shit. I do this and that. Yeah, because you're a fucking thug. We all know your origins. Damn it.
Yeah, I have heard like a lot of people actually. A lot of people say like, oh, we lost him too early and blah blah blah.
And some people say Roman. And some people say Roman is alive. Like, how? He got eaten by a fucking griffin. You can't survive something like that. You're being eaten with one bite.
You didn't watch that episode where he gets killed.
Like, that man is dead. Like, come on. And I swear to goddamn God, if Ruzate somehow found a way that somehow Roman survived, I'll be like, okay, I need a fucking reason behind it, because I call bullshit on this. Because I call bullshit. Because there's no fucking way you can survive by getting eat. There's no fucking way.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And some people say, like, maybe Roman used his freaking cane to slit the ground wide open from the inside and just got out. Like, from mid-air? You kidding me?
Yeah.
If he did it in mid-air, he's already dead for falling out of the sky. Damn idiots. Okay, ninth question is favorite and least favorite RWBY volumes.
this is hard. Well, I'm thinking the least favorite is Volume 5 because of obvious reasons.
Understandable.
Favorite one? God damn it. I don't know what my favorite volume actually is. There's a lot of good stuff in every volume, and I just cannot get in my head what's my favorite volume. But probably Volume 3. Probably.
Yeah, that's pretty much, I guess, everyone's favorite Volume 3. And I'm surprised, usually people hate Volume 4, which I don't, I mean, I understand why, but I don't hate it. I really enjoyed it. And for my favorite is Volume 8, because it got a lot more darker, a lot more serious, and a lot of things just happen so damn fast that you can't even keep up of what the hell is just going on. And my least favorite is Volume 2, because Volume 2 was the core of everyone started to the shipping nonsense.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because when I started watching RWBY before Volume 4, I didn't know there was a shipping community that evolved RWBY. I was like, okay. I was curious, like, okay, let me see what we got here. There is Bumblebee ship, which that should not be canon. Like, I thought it was just like fan made or whatever. But when they actually doing Bumblebee thing as a canon, I was like, oh shit. And the White Rose ship was like, no, I was like, oh. And I've seen people shipping Ruby X Cinder. I was like, why?
Yeah, it's like no.
Look, why? Just why? I just don't get that.
I personally don't get it. Like, why are you shipping these two characters who are like different sides? One's good, one's bad. It's definitely must be together.
It never ended well.
I never understand that. Yeah, I don't understand that.
Like, what the fuck? And ever since Volume 7 came out, people started shipping Crow with Clover. Like, we honestly don't know if Crow is straight, bisexual, or gay. Same goes for Clover. We honestly do not know.
Yeah, that's right.
We honestly do not know what kind of sexuality they're in. To me, honestly, the only thing I could see for Yang, I definitely consider her to be a lesbian, because I know that for a goddamn fact. Because am I referencing from RWBY Chibi that when Neptune saying that she is a tomboy, which she definitely is, because she's like the muscle of the group, and she's the only one who would the hand-to-hand combat. And she always hanging out with Blake more often than anyone else, so hell, even Ren and Nora, even Nora started having suspicions between them two. I was like, yeah, they might be. They never made it official if they actually are together, or they actually are just getting closer to that moment. To me, they need to hurry the fuck up with that shit. If they actually did it in Volume 9, I will not be surprised.
Yeah, I think they do something about that in Volume 9.
Yeah, they need to hurry that shit up, because they keep hinting and dragging that shit too damn long. Like, we get it. Like, we get it. You're gonna end them together. For God's sake, just make them kiss. You managed to get the entire Team General to have their first kiss.
Yeah.
Like, give some Blake and Yang a W for fuck's sake. And the 10th question is favorite and least favorite RWBY opening.
Well, it's kind of like the openings. I really don't have any kind of favorites or like a list favorite. I don't have any favorites on that one.
I don't have a least favorite, but for favorite, that's a tough one. If I had to say, it's Volume 8 for right now because, shit just got, the opening was damn dark.
Yeah.
Especially, what else? The ending, when they show the Hound and the text and Penny being hacked and all that stuff. Jeez, that got dark real quick.
Yeah, it did.
And a lot of people keep theorizing, like, is somebody's actually gonna end up dead? Like, oh, you have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
The one thing I was not expecting, John has to kill Penny.
That was something.
I was not expecting. I mean, I understand Cinder, but John of all people had to because Penny asked for it.
Yeah. That's right.
Like, God,
It's dark.
It was Penny's first ever to make a choice for herself.
Yeah.
And Anya was dead, obviously, because I knew he was gonna die. Because I knew he was gonna die, because after what the fuck he did, and a lot of people still hoping that Anya could redeem if he lost his aura. Some people say his semblance messing him up, but no, after he wakes up from his conscience, after he lost his aura, he immediately killed Shakshini.
Yeah.
He still wanted to make sure Alice doesn't fall. And he will kill anyone who gets in his way. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were kind of upset that Anya was still gonna keep going with this, and he's not redeemed. Like, dude, he's broken. He's far too gone. There's no bit of redeem. You look into his eye, you see nothing but dark. That's all you ever see.
Yeah, that's right.
And there's no light in his eye or his heart. There's no redemption. He's just too far gone. And now some people gonna... Man, after Volume 8 was ended, some people say that Anya may have survived. Like, there's no, hell no. He lost his aura. He couldn't even get up. And he just lost everything. Do you really think he could survive that kind of casualties? No. You can't. Even with his Anya body, he can't survive that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just don't... The level of stupidity that some people say, oh, he could survive, like... No! You do know that this anime does involve death has consequences. If a character is dead, that character stays dead. This is not your typical anime.
Yeah.
But... Now we are in the last question for right now. And that is... What does RWBY means to you?
Oh, RWBY is really big thing for me. without RWBY, I would not ever got to do this kind of stuff. What I love to do, I would never met these kind of great people who I've met over these years. And overall, RWBY is big love. Without RWBY, I would not be the same man what I am right now.
Right. Yeah, same. If RWBY never existed, we would have just have red versus blue, and that's pretty much it from Rooster Teeth. But it's all thanks to Mighty Om. Rest in peace to that man. We still miss that son of a bitch. And without Monty, we wouldn't have this. But at the end of the day, we're glad that someone is keeping RWBY alive, because we all love RWBYs. We love RWBY so much, and there's something we may not like, but at the end of the day, we still enjoyed it nonetheless. No matter what, that's not gonna change that. Like, I got RWBY necklace, a scroll poster of RWBY Rose right next in front of me, and I got RWBY, the Remnant of Fairy Tale Remnant, 5 of RWBY Anthology mangas, 3 novelizations of RWBY. It's because I love the franchise. I love the series. It's just too good, but there's some little bit downside, but the rest of it I just still enjoyed it nonetheless.
Yeah.
And like you said, without RWBY, this right here would never happen. Period.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And
overall, like, RWBY has given so much inspiration for me. Like, these great characters and story, those have given so many great ideas to me. So I cannot say nothing but thank you for RWBY and for these great memories and things you have given me for us.
yeah, but at the end of the day, even though we're getting closer to the end of the series so far, but at the end of the day, when we get to the end of the RWBY series, we are going to miss it, but that doesn't mean we're still going to talk about it and reliving by reading the book or comics, playing video games, or rewatching the show in general, because RWBY is part of our life. And same goes with the other franchise that is part of our life, and it helped us gone through to get through all the situation that everyone's been through in life.
Yeah.
And it helped us with whatever personal reason that everyone is going through. And from RWBY and the other animes that I watch, it helped me to go through from my anger issues, this is actually 100% true, being abused, been lied on, everything else. Both RWBY and other anime helped me to go through the situation that I'm in. And whatever show I'm watching, it actually calms my nerve. It actually made me clear my mind and not to think about what has been going on in life.
Yeah.
And that's basically what RWBY means to me, and also other franchise that does not involve RWBY as well. So
Yeah, I totally get that.
So without RWBY or an anime in general, I would not be the person I am right now. But yeah, that's pretty much it of the 11 questions I got right now, and this video has gone longer than I expected to be, and I might as well go ahead and close this video out before I run out of space. So, yeah, guys. Thank you guys for sticking by along with this video. Again, thanks to Night Shadow to be part of this video. Have a time to doing this interview. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to be here. I really enjoyed it.
Same here, and I can't wait until episode 4. Is it?
Yeah, it's season 2 and episode 4 is on the way. Like I said in my podcast, we don't promise anything when it's coming out. It's in the work table at the moment, so it's coming when it's ready. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. So, can't wait for doing my reaction on that and other episode in the future. And also, guys, I'm going to try my best to post some more RWBY content in the future whenever I get the chance. If I don't have any RWBY content, that means I'm out of ideas until then. And, well, during this fall and summer, you guys are going to get more RWBY content because, well, RWBY Volume 9 is on its way, and RWBY Ice Queendom is also on its way as well, which I'm hyped. And if this video goes well, I might do episode 2, but like I said in the beginning of this video, I would do the interview for every single per month. Not every single day or week, just per month. Whenever the person have the time for it, and whenever they're free or whatever, I will announce it the best I can. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoying the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Links to my other channels, my social medias, my Discord server, links to Shadow Knight's YouTube channel, his social medias, and his Discord server. All of that will be down below in the description box. Go give him some love and support, etc. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. RWBY is love, RWBY is life. Keep moving forward, and I'll see you guys later.